Not every place on Earth was meant for humans. Some landscapes are so beautiful they look like masterpieces painted by nature, yet hidden beneath that beauty are deadly, silent traps. In today's journey, we will explore the most dangerous places in nature, lands where every human step can become a calculated gamble between survival and death. We have flipped the ultimate ranking, beginning at the absolute top with one of nature's most terrifying mysteries, then counting all the way down through 15 extraordinary environments. And if you stay with us until our final destination, you will discover a place that has fascinated and terrified humanity for generations. A landscape where the ground itself seems to breathe with ancient power. Let's begin our journey at our premier destination, a boiling cauldron concealed within mountain mist, where the ordinary rules of life and survival seem to disappear the moment you arrive. The Boiling Lake, Dominica deep within the flooded valley of Mont Merapi National Park, lies one of nature's most unsettling spectacles, the Boiling Lake of Dominica. Surrounded by steep, slippery cliffs and dense, rain-soaked jungle, this is the second largest hot spring on Earth. But calling it a hot spring hardly captures what awaits. The lake is a turbulent, gray-blue cauldron wrapped in thick clouds of suffocating vapor, continuously churning near its center as though something beneath the earth is desperately trying to escape. Along the edges, water temperatures can reach 180 to 197 degrees Fahrenheit, while the center approaches true boiling temperatures, fueled by an active volcanic vent beneath the lakebed. The ancient Nyiragongo people regarded this mysterious place as the breath of their ancestors, a sacred realm where spirits could return through the swirling mist. Local folklore even warns that anyone standing too close to the perimeter could become mesmerized by the whispering steam and be drawn toward the scalding depths. In 1901, a French exploration team entered the area to investigate strange and volatile changes in the lake's water levels. After sending their initial report, the expedition disappeared. When local search parties finally reached the flooded clearing days later, they discovered no trace of the explorers, no equipment, and no explanation, only the relentless roar of bubbling water. A single misstep along the slippery ridge, or prolonged exposure to concentrated carbon dioxide and sulfur gases hovering near the shoreline, can result in asphyxiation, severe burns, or death. The Boiling Lake remains a volatile geological furnace, a place where nature seems to draw an unmistakable line and warn humans not to cross it. Mount Merapi, Indonesia. Leaving the Caribbean mist behind, we travel across the world to Southeast Asia, where Mount Merapi rises above the island of Java. The legendary Mountain of Fire. Reaching nearly 10,000 feet, Merapi is Indonesia's most active volcano and one of its most dangerous. Unlike volcanoes that can provide weeks of warning, Merapi is notorious for producing sudden, high-speed pyroclastic flows, deadly avalanches of superheated gas, ash, and shattered rock that can race down its slopes at more than 100 miles per hour. In 2010, a devastating series of eruptions unleashed scorching ash clouds into surrounding valleys, destroying entire villages and killing more than 350 people within a short period. Temperatures inside these pyroclastic clouds can exceed 1,300 degrees Fahrenheit, instantly destroying almost everything caught in their path. Yet despite the danger, hundreds of thousands of people continue to live along the volcano's fertile lower slopes. Local spiritual traditions describe Merapi as the home of an invisible kingdom of ancestral spirits, and some believe its major eruptions are not simply disasters, but warnings against human arrogance. Volcanologists constantly monitor the mountain using sophisticated seismic instruments and other sensors. But beneath the monitoring equipment, the volcano continues to evolve. Changes around the summit and crater can signal increasing instability, reminding everyone nearby that another violent eruption could arrive with little mercy. Snake Island, Brazil. Leaving the volcanic zones behind, we cross the Atlantic toward an isolated island roughly 20 miles off the coast of São Paulo, Brazil. Ilha da Queimada Grande looks almost like a tropical paradise from a distance, covered in dense green vegetation and surrounded by steep coastal cliffs. But hidden inside that beautiful landscape is a terrifying distinction. The island is home to the critically endangered golden lancehead, one of the world's most dangerous vipers. Older estimates suggested extraordinarily high snake densities in certain parts of the island, although modern researchers caution that the famous claim of 1 snake per square meter is likely exaggerated. Thousands of years ago, rising sea levels isolated a population of vipers here, forcing them to adapt to a dramatically different environment. With few terrestrial prey animals available, the snakes increasingly relied on migratory birds. Over generations, the golden lancehead developed potent venom and specialized hunting behavior that allowed it to strike quickly before birds could escape. A bite can cause severe tissue damage, internal bleeding, and potentially fatal complications without urgent medical treatment. Stories have long circulated about lighthouse keepers and other people encountering snakes on the island, although some of the most dramatic versions remain difficult to verify. Today, public access is heavily restricted, and only authorized researchers with appropriate precautions are allowed to enter. Snake Island is not simply dangerous because of what lives there. It is dangerous because the forest can hide those predators until the moment you are already too close. Oymyakon, Russia. From the venomous forests of Brazil, we plunge into the frozen heart of eastern Siberia to reach Oymyakon, one of the coldest permanently inhabited settlements on Earth. Hidden within a remote valley surrounded by mountains, Oymyakon experiences extraordinary temperature inversions during its brutal winters. Temperatures can routinely fall below -60 degrees Fahrenheit, while the lowest officially recorded temperature in the area has reached approximately -88.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Living here demands constant preparation. At these temperatures, exposed skin can freeze rapidly, metal becomes dangerously brittle, and machinery can fail with astonishing speed. Vehicles often need to be kept warm or running because engine fluids can freeze when temperatures become extreme. Ink can stop flowing, batteries lose power quickly, and even a brief mistake outdoors can become a medical emergency. Despite these conditions, hundreds of residents continue to call Oymyakon home. Traditional diets, heating systems, local knowledge, and generations of adaptation allow people to survive where the human body would otherwise struggle to function. Schools may remain open in temperatures that would shut down life almost anywhere else, only closing when conditions become truly extreme. In Oymyakon, warmth is not comfort. It is survival itself, the thin barrier separating a living human being from the lethal cold. Madidi National Park, Bolivia. From the frozen wilderness of Siberia, we plunge into the upper Amazon basin and enter Bolivia's extraordinary Madidi National Park. Stretching from the glacier-covered Andes into dense tropical rainforest, Madidi is recognized as one of the most biodiverse places on Earth. Yet beneath its breathtaking canopy lies an environment where danger can come from almost anywhere. Here, the greatest threat is often the one you cannot see. Madidi is home to bullet ants, whose stings can produce extraordinary pain, along with venomous snakes, jaguars, parasites, and countless insects capable of transmitting disease. Some plants can also cause severe skin irritation or painful chemical-like burns when their sap comes into contact with human skin. Indigenous communities maintain a deep spiritual relationship with the forest and have developed generations of knowledge about navigating its hazards. For outsiders, however, the jungle can quickly become confusing and unforgiving. Darkness arrives beneath the canopy, familiar landmarks disappear, and the sounds of unseen animals echo through the vegetation. In a place like Madidi, the danger is not always a charging predator or a poisonous snake. Sometimes it is simply the fact that you cannot see what is watching, crawling, biting, or growing around you. Denali, Alaska, USA. From the humid Amazon basin, we travel north into Alaska, where Denali rises to 20,310 feet above sea level. The highest mountain in North America. Although the Himalayas contain taller peaks, Denali is remarkable for the enormous vertical rise from its surrounding terrain and its high-latitude location, creating one of the most severe mountain environments on Earth. Climbers attempting the summit face extreme cold, violent winds, rapidly changing weather, and severe altitude-related illness. Near the summit, temperatures can fall toward -76 degrees Fahrenheit, while powerful storms can produce wind speeds exceeding 100 miles per hour. At this latitude, the effective atmospheric conditions can make high-altitude climbing particularly punishing. Then there are the glaciers. Deep crevasses can hide beneath seemingly solid snow bridges. A climber can step onto what appears to be stable ground and suddenly disappear into a vertical shaft of blue ice. Rescue at extreme altitude and in severe weather can become nearly impossible. Denali does not need an eruption, predator, or toxic gas to become deadly. Its greatest weapon is the environment itself. And on this mountain, even experienced climbers can make one mistake that cannot be undone. Lake Natron, Tanzania. Descending from the frozen heights of Alaska, we travel to Tanzania's East African Rift Valley, where Lake Natron creates one of the most surreal landscapes on the continent. From above, the lake can glow in shades of crimson, pink, orange, and red. But that extraordinary color is not simply beautiful. It reveals an environment with an extreme chemical balance. The lake contains high concentrations of sodium carbonate and other minerals, producing strongly alkaline water. Its pH can rise above 10, making the water highly caustic to many forms of life. Temperatures can also become extremely high, adding another layer of danger to an already hostile environment. Animals that die around the lake can become coated and preserved by mineral deposits as they dry, producing eerie remains along the shoreline that appear almost fossilized. Yet Lake Natron hides a remarkable contradiction. Millions of lesser flamingos use its harsh salt flats as breeding grounds. The lake's extreme chemistry discourages many predators, effectively creating a natural fortress around their nests. Lake Natron proves that an environment can be deadly to most creatures while becoming a sanctuary for the few species perfectly adapted to it. McMurdo Dry Valleys, Antarctica. Leaving the toxic waters of Africa, we travel to the bottom of the world and enter Antarctica's McMurdo Dry Valleys. Located within Victoria Land, this landscape creates an astonishing contradiction. It lies on an ice-covered continent, yet enormous sections of the valleys contain almost no snow or ice. The dry valleys are among the driest environments on Earth. Powerful katabatic winds descend from the polar plateau, sometimes reaching extraordinary speeds, stripping moisture from the landscape and making survival brutally difficult. Temperatures can plunge far below freezing, while precipitation is almost non-existent. The environment is so cold, dry and extreme that NASA has used parts of the region as an analog for Martian conditions. Scientists study the valleys to understand how life might survive in similarly hostile environments beyond Earth. For an unprotected human, however, the landscape offers little forgiveness. Extreme cold, dehydration, wind exposure, and isolation can turn a seemingly empty valley into a lethal trap. Here, there may be no obvious predator chasing you. The environment itself is the predator. Shark Alley, South Africa. From the frozen silence of Antarctica, we enter the turbulent waters off South Africa's southern coast. Between Dyer Island and Geyser Rock lies a marine region popularly known as Shark Alley, an area historically associated with large numbers of Cape Fur seals and great white sharks. During peak seasons, sharks patrol these waters searching for seals. Their hunting strategy is spectacular and terrifying. From beneath the surface, a great white can accelerate upward and launch its entire body into the air in a powerful breach, striking its prey with incredible speed. Cage diving operations allow visitors to observe these predators from protected enclosures, but the ocean itself remains unpredictable. Strong swells, changing currents, poor visibility, and equipment problems can rapidly transform a controlled experience into a serious emergency. The greatest danger is not simply the presence of sharks. It is the combination of a powerful predator, unpredictable ocean conditions, and an environment where humans are naturally vulnerable. Enter the water here, and you're stepping into a world where the food chain suddenly looks very different. Danakil Depression, Ethiopia. Leaving the ocean behind, we rise into the Afar Triangle of East Africa and descend into the Danakil Depression, one of the hottest, harshest, and most alien-looking landscapes on Earth. Formed by the separation of tectonic plates, parts of the depression lie hundreds of feet below sea level, creating a basin where extreme heat dominates the landscape. Temperatures can soar beyond 120 degrees Fahrenheit, while the ground is scattered with salt flats, volcanic formations, acidic pools, and sulfur-rich vents. Bright yellow and green deposits surround bubbling pools, creating a scene that looks less like Earth and more like another planet. But the colors conceal danger. Volcanic gases, such as sulfur dioxide, can irritate or damage the respiratory system, while extreme heat and dehydration can become life-threatening surprisingly quickly. Some pools are highly acidic and can cause severe chemical injuries on contact. Yet the Afar people have crossed this unforgiving landscape for generations, harvesting salt and moving through the region with extraordinary knowledge of its terrain. The Danakil Depression demonstrates something remarkable. What looks like an impossible wasteland can still become a home and a working environment when people possess the knowledge to survive it. Rongbuk Glacier, Tibet. From the scorching salt plains of Ethiopia, we climb dramatically upward to the Tibetan Plateau and the Rongbuk Glacier, positioned beneath the northern face of Mount Everest. This enormous glacier stretches through a landscape of towering ice formations, deep crevasses, and unstable seracs, forming one of the most extreme high-altitude environments on Earth. At these elevations, oxygen levels are dramatically lower than at sea level. Every step becomes physically demanding, and the human body struggles to maintain normal function. Temperatures can plunge far below freezing, while sudden winds and whiteout conditions can erase visibility within minutes. The glacier's crevasses create another deadly threat. A seemingly harmless section of snow can conceal a deep vertical opening beneath the surface. One wrong step can send a climber into darkness with little chance of escape. For those who die at extreme altitude, the freezing and exceptionally dry conditions can preserve clothing and equipment for years. The Rongbuk Glacier is not simply a route toward Everest. It is a warning that long before reaching the summit, the mountain has already begun testing whether you belong there. Nyiragongo Volcano, Democratic Republic of Congo. Leaving the frozen heights of Tibet, we return to Central Africa and the volcanic slopes of Mount Nyiragongo inside Virunga National Park in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Nyiragongo is famous for its extraordinary lava lake and for the unusually fluid basaltic lava that has made its eruptions particularly dangerous. Unlike thicker lava that creeps slowly across the landscape, Nyiragongo's low silica lava can move with remarkable speed when the volcano's structure fractures. When pathways open, enormous quantities of molten rock can race downhill toward populated areas. In 2002, major fissures opened on the volcano's southern flank, allowing lava to flow towards the city of Goma. Thousands of buildings were destroyed, evacuation routes were disrupted, and around 150 people died. The danger does not end when the lava stops. The region remains heavily populated, meaning millions of people live within the broader volcanic region. Scientists continue to monitor Nyiragongo because sudden changes underground can transform a quiet-looking volcano into a major threat. Few natural landscapes demonstrate the raw power of the Earth more clearly than a mountain capable of sending a river of fire directly toward a city. The Great Blue Hole, Belize from the fiery slopes of Africa, we descend beneath the turquoise Caribbean waters of Belize to one of the world's most mysterious underwater formations, the Great Blue Hole. From the air, it appears almost perfectly circular, a dark blue opening surrounded by shallow turquoise reefs. More than 980 feet across and roughly 410 feet deep, the formation began as a limestone cave system during past ice ages before rising sea levels flooded and transformed it into the underwater sinkhole we see today. As divers descend beyond recreational depths, sunlight fades and the environment becomes increasingly dark and disorienting. At deeper levels, enormous submerged stalactites reveal the cave's ancient origins. But the real danger comes from depth. Increasing pressure affects the gases. Divers breathe while nitrogen narcosis can impair judgment and coordination. Deeper technical dives also bring serious risks involving decompression, illness, and limited emergency options. Inside the darkness, a small mistake can become catastrophic. The Great Blue Hole is beautiful precisely because it conceals so much beneath the surface. And sometimes, the deeper you go, the less forgiving the mystery becomes. The Sundarbans, India and Bangladesh. Leaving the darkness of the ocean, we enter the sprawling mangrove labyrinth of the Sundarbans. Stretching across the delta, where the Ganges, Brahmaputra, and Meghna rivers meet the Bay of Bengal. Covering thousands of square miles, this enormous ecosystem is the largest mangrove forest on Earth. But within its tangled waterways lives one of nature's most formidable predators, the Royal Bengal tiger. Unlike many tiger populations that primarily inhabit forests and grasslands, Sundarbans tigers have adapted to a world of tidal rivers, mudflats, dense mangroves, and brackish water. They are powerful swimmers and can move silently through terrain where humans struggle to maintain balance. For local people entering the forest to collect honey, fish, or other resources, encounters with tigers can become deadly. Saltwater crocodiles, venomous snakes, tidal surges, and powerful tropical storms add even more danger. Traditional protective practices have developed over generations, including the famous use of masks worn at the back of the head in an attempt to discourage attacks from behind. But no simple trick can eliminate the danger completely. In the Sundarbans, the forest does not belong to humans. We are simply visitors moving through a place where the predators know the terrain far better than we ever could. Grand Prismatic Spring, Yellowstone, USA. And now we reach our final destination, the breathtaking Grand Prismatic Spring in Yellowstone National Park, Wyoming. At first glance, this may seem like the least threatening place on our list. Its brilliant blue center, surrounded by rings of green, yellow, orange, and red, makes it one of the most spectacular sights in North America. But step beyond the safe boundaries, and the story changes instantly. Grand Prismatic is the largest hot spring in the United States and one of the largest on Earth. Its extraordinary colors are created by communities of heat-loving microorganisms living in mineral-rich waters. Beneath the beautiful surface, however, geothermal heat continuously moves through the ground. The water near the center can reach temperatures around 160 degrees Fahrenheit, while surrounding channels remain dangerously hot. Even more deceptive is the ground itself. The crust around geothermal features can look solid, while actually being an extremely thin layer covering boiling water, acidic pools, or unstable thermal mud. A person who steps away from designated paths can break through without warning. Yellowstone has recorded tragic incidents involving people who entered or fell into thermal features, demonstrating just how unforgiving these landscapes can be. And that is what makes Grand Prismatic so terrifying. There is no roaring predator, no visible avalanche, no warning siren. Only beautiful colors covering a deadly geothermal system beneath your feet. Grand Prismatic Spring is the perfect final reminder that some of nature's most beautiful places can also hide its most unforgiving dangers. Whether shaped by extreme heat, Arctic cold, toxic chemistry, volcanic fire, deep water, or apex predators, these 15 locations reveal one powerful truth. Nature does not need to look dangerous to be dangerous. Which of these extreme environments would you actually dare to visit? Tell us in the comments below. Stay curious, stay cautious, and subscribe for our next journey into the world's most mysterious and dangerous landscape.